Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Live from COP28. I'm Jason Marczak, Vice President and Senior Director of the Adrienne Arsht Latin America Center at the Atlantic Council. We're here at the Global Decarbonization Accelerator inside the Green Zone in Dubai, speaking today with Meg Gentle, who is the Global Executive Director of HIF Global, and we'll speak on pathways to reach decarbonization goals and how conversations at COP are influencing those goals. So, Meg, welcome. Hope you're having a great few days here in Dubai.
Thank you, Jason.
First, explain a little bit about what do you hope to see come out of COP for you personally, but also for HIF Global. What would be some of the main takeaways from these couple of weeks that you see as being most effective in advancing the goals that HIF Global is seeking to address?
Yeah, our main mission here at COP this year, Jason, is really to bring the fuel supplier into the discussion of how policy gets formed and to allow that policy formation to really send clear demand signals to the market. So we produce e-fuels. E-fuels are made from green hydrogen and recycled CO2. And then they're the same as, fossil fuels that we use today chemically, but they're carbon neutral because they're recycling the CO2. So we can use existing infrastructure and sell them to existing markets. They go straight into cars and airplanes and ships that are in use today. So you don't have to create a new market. We just have to create policy support for a new pricing mechanism.
And are you seeing that policy support coming out of COP thus far?
It's happening. EU has definitely been the leader on that. We see, definite mandates providing clear demand signals to the aviation sector that with EU aviation, this is going to have to be purchased. And so it's really with other policymakers in the world. How can we follow that leadership? How can we replicate that in the hard-to-abate shipping sector? And finally, we're starting to have the fuel suppliers as part of that discussion and that policy formation.
So, Meg, this is really important because the world is not on track to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Given that, how is HIF Global seeking to and already working to contribute to reduce global emissions to be able to reach those global targets?
We're, super focused on this, production of e-fuels, which really are recycling CO2. And not only are we recycling CO2, and we have this portfolio of projects that as we bring them into production, will recycle 25 million tons a year of CO2. So this is CO2 that's in our atmosphere today. And not only is that reusing what's already available and, making it actually a useful and valuable commodity, but it's also displacing CO2 from fossil fuels. So because it is chemically the same, we can just displace the fossil fuel counterpart. It stays in the ground. We store that CO2 the way the Earth actually designed it. Yep. So in a way, it is a sequestration project. And we have to have solutions like this that use existing infrastructure that are happening at the same time. We have amazing new technologies that are being invented. And this is like our focus and our way of keeping the world at 1.5.
So, Meg, this technology seems like it can be incredibly transformative for the fuel industry. You mentioned the importance of policy demands coming out of COP for implementation of technology such as this. Are there other limitations for scaling this technology?
There are, I would say, 1,000 challenges. Yes, as it is with...
And hopefully 1,000 solutions.
And 1,000 solutions. And sometimes 2,000 solutions.
Good.
So there are definitely options. We have sometimes lengthy environmental permitting processes just to build the infrastructure. It is expensive. So our facilities, when we're in construction, will be between $2 billion and $8 billion, depending on the size. And of course, we have to source a lot of renewable electricity, CO2, and sign some pretty long-term contracts that can support the credit to go into project financing.
And HIF Global has already seen some tremendous success in Chile specifically. Can you share a little bit about the work in Chile and what that could potentially mean globally?
Yeah, this is not an idea for the future, right? This is happening now. We produce these fuels today in Punta Arenas in Chile, in Patagonia, the very southern tip of the world.
Beautiful part of Chile.
It's amazing. Everybody should go there.
Yes.
And anyone who wants to come and visit the facility should call me and we'll arrange that.
There's your invitation.
That's right. And so we produce e-methanol, and that can be used by the shipping sector, and e-gasoline. And the gasoline is sold to Porsche, who's our partner, and they're using it in their Porsche racing events and their experience centers. This initial plant was built to show that the technology can be put together. It's all proven technology that's in use in other ways in the energy sector. And it is producing at about an 80% capacity factor, which is incredible. Based only on one wind turbine. So we're getting very, very high efficiencies. And this is what will replicate in other parts of the world. So we have engineering in Texas for what will be the first large-scale commercial project, 1.4 million tons of e-methanol. And also in Tasmania and Australia and in Paysandú, Uruguay.
Yeah. Well, Meg, this is all very exciting, and thank you so much for coming on and taking some time here at COP. Hope that the policy demands that come out of COP help to further fuel the industry and this potential. So, thank you all for joining us for this edition of Live from COP28. Please go to atlanticcouncil.org to see all that we're up to here on the ground in Dubai.